And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Under-15 Boys Championship game for the Auckland Softball Association between Waitakere Bears and Mount Albert Ramblers. My name's Broden Aki. I'll be commentating this game for you this afternoon. Just going through the final bits of preparation here. Both teams have made their way onto the diamond after a thrilling Under-18 Girls Championship game was just played on Starling Park, #1 diamond just before. Congratulations to Auckland United coming out on top of that one in a great game against Waitakere Bears. But now we turn on to this game, and it looks like Ramblers will be hitting first in this one. Ramblers actually had a pretty difficult journey to get to this game. They had to go through Howick yesterday morning, and straight after that had to go up against, I believe it was Pukekohe, after Pukekohe lost their first game to Waitakere Bears, which gave Bears the easy path straight to the final here. So Waitakere Bears, they've done their pre-game cheer. They're taking the diamond now. Unfortunately, I haven't been given any lineups for this one, so I won't be able to run you through who we've got defensively or offensively for either team. But no doubt we will see plenty of talent in this game. So we're just about ready to get into this one. All the warm-ups are out of the way. And with that, umpire Snedden says play ball. So here we go, the Under-15 Boys Championship final. And it will start with a strike on the outside half of the plate there. And that one will just miss for a ball. And that one will be a bit high for the Waitakere Bears pitcher, so he'll fall behind in the count now, 2-1. Nice attempt at framing from the catcher there, but he's not going to get that one either. So good hitters count here to start the ball game. 3 balls, 1 strike. And here comes the pitch. And that's going to be a quality strike on the outside corner. Must have painted a bit of black with that one. Brings it back to a full count. And here's the payoff. And a swing and the miss to start the game. And you can't really ask for much better from both sides there. Some great hitting discipline to get it to a full count. Then just a quality pitch to get the strikeout there. So Waitakere Bears start the game with a strikeout, 1 down. Waitakere Bears here going straight into a short game defense, obviously. And they'll go for the bunt. And that's going to be called fair, and he'll be able to beat it out. So despite the defense coming up, knowing what was coming, he still manages to put it down, put the pressure on, and beat it out. Unfortunately there, ball just bobbled on the glove of the first baseman, and that shot foul after the fact. So that will count as a fair hit. And with that, Ramblers get their first runner of the game with 1 down here in the top of the first. And here on the first pitch, he'll steal the base. So Ramblers not mucking around here. They know they've got speed on the base paths and they plan to use it. Better in the box there, helping him out a bit with a bit of bat movement. And in the process as well, earned himself a ball. So he's ahead in the count now, and he's got some speed over it too. Obviously looking to try and bring him in. And he squares for the bunt, but pulls out because that's a little bit high. And now he's way ahead in the count, 2-0. Once again showing the square up, and he pulls out and it's called a strike. So Waitakere Bears able to come back into this at-bat here. And he'll swing and chop at this one, but that's going to bounce foul down the first base side. So now it's 2-2. Once again, Bears opting to play a defensive shift here. They've got the shortstop in and the third baseman back, as that one's going to be fouled down the first base line once again. So they know Ramblers are obviously willing to do anything and everything to move their runners here. Implement a short game. They've got lefties to work with. So they're just trying to take those options away from them. And it's up to the Ramblers boys to see if they can still find the holes that have been presented. And that one just inside. So that's going to take the count to full one, 3-2. The runner's still over at second base there, and he's got plenty of speed. So we'll see what he can do with it. Pitch comes down, and it's a beauty on the outside half. Catches him looking, and he's absolutely frozen by it. So Bears managed to keep that runner at 2, and they also managed to get the out. So once again, the Waitakere Bears pitcher there on a full count backs himself, and he's got 2 strikeouts for it so far. That first one's going to go into the backstop. It was a bit up and in, and unfortunately the catcher's missed it. And with that sort of speed on second base, he's going to take that every day. So that's what he does. And now he's over to 3. So now that pass ball really becomes a bit of a threat. And that's a big swing and a miss. That'll take the count even at 1-1. And that one just misses outside. Makes the count 2-1. That run is still over on 3. That go-ahead run here in the top of the first. And he'll chop at it, and he'll get it through into right field. So the runner will score, and he's going to push his way over to second on the misfield out in right field. So a great job there by the batter. Manages to find the hole by chopping that one over the first baseman's glove and into right field, and on the bobbled error out in right field, manages to get himself over to 2 while the run comes in. So Ramblers jump out to an early lead here, 1-0, and they've now got another runner in scoring position over at 2, still 2 down. See if this rally keeps going. As that first pitch is taken for a strike. And it's another hard hit to the right side. First baseman's able to get there, but he won't get it to his teammate in time. Meanwhile, the runner's going all the way from 2 to home. And there's just a little bit of chaos here from Bears. They just need to settle it down here. So obviously the runner at 2 on contact is running all day. Waitakere Bears trying to make the play at 1, but they can't. And that allows that runner who was running on contact from second base to come home on the plate. So Ramblers do score a second run there, and then on the error at home plate, they then move that second runner, or the batter I should say, over to second base. So they jump out to a 2-0 lead here. Some great 2-down hitting shown by Ramblers. Just putting the ball in play, seeing what they can do, trusting their speed and their base running skills to try and get the job done. And that first pitch is going to be a strike. That one's going to be a little bit high. Make the count 1-1. And he'll take a hack at that one on the inside half, but he'll only be able to chop at it, and that's going to make it foul. Moving the count to 1-2. Bears really needing an out here, need to stop the bleeding. And that'll do it. Great drop roll on the inside half there, and he freezes him. So some good work there shown by the Waitakere Bears pitcher. Gets 3 strikeouts on the inning, but some great hitting and some great base running from the Ramblers, and they do jump out to an early lead here in the top of the first, up 2-0. We'll be back to see if Waitakere Bears can reply in the bottom half here. Catches in a sec. Kia ora everyone, welcome back to the wonderful and sunny Starling Park here on a beautiful Sunday in West Auckland. Bottom of the first here, Waitakere Bears chance to reply after giving up 2 runs in the top of the first. And the first pitch of Waitakere Bears' innings will be a foul as they look to put the bunt down and try and get some speed of their own out onto the base pass. That second one comes in, it'll be a ball. So evens the count, 1-1. And a big hack at that one, but he won't get any pieces of the pie. So he falls behind in the count now, 1-2 does the batter. And that one's just going to bounce in across the plate, which will even the count once again, 2-2. Plenty of noise coming from the Waitakere Bears dugout here. They know they need to try and bounce back. And that one will also bounce in. So that'll load up the count. 3-2 here. Batter gets a reminder from his coach, has to be there. And the pitch comes in, and it is indeed there, but he'll foul it off and stay in this at-bat. So here comes another payoff. And he takes a hack at it, but he's driven straight to shortstop. And some great reflexes and a good bit of glove work. We'll see the first out of the inning here. Nice work all round. But Ramblers will get the first out of the inning. That brings Waitakere Bears' pitcher to the plate. See if he can help himself out. And that first pitch is going to be called a strike on the outside half there by umpire Snedden. And he'll try to go there again, but this one's just going to be a little bit low. Catcher just checks to make sure that is indeed the situation. And the count is 1-1. Here comes the and this time, that's a good height, and it's on that outside half. So count goes to 1-2. And a swing and a miss as Ramblers stay on that outside half. And they get the result they wanted as they get the strikeout and jump ahead here with 2 down. Ramblers were able to cross both their runs here in the top of the first on 2 outs. So Waitakere Bears will have plenty of confidence that they can do the same here, and they'll be looking to start a 2-down rally right now. As that first one comes in low for ball 1. And that one comes across a bit high. I say a bit, but you know, 2-0. And he chops this one up the middle, and it's going to get through into center field. So Waitakere Bears does indeed get the startings of a 2-down rally here with their 3-hole hitter able to get on base with 2 down. Didn't do too much with that one, just a little bit of contact. on the turf here, you get a bit of extra bounce, so he chops it. As that one's taken for a ball low. Just managed to chop that one hard into the deck and bounced it over the pitcher. And obviously if it's over the pitcher, that's going up the middle and middle infielders can get to it. That's all you need to do. And that's a good drive out into right field and it'll get through. That'll allow the run to move over to third base. The throw comes in and he's going to get under it. And that allows the batter to advance to second on it as well. So some great base running shown by Waitakere Bears as well. And now they've got runners in 2 and 3 with 2 down. Really looking to convert on their own rally here. It's a nice piece of hitting there. Just to drive into right field. And as a base runner, obviously anything goes into right field when you're at first. You're always looking to for that extra base over to 3 because that's the longest throw that you're going to have to make. And this time it pays off as the throw comes in just a little bit late. So now with runners on 2 and 3, Waitakere Bears looking to come back here in the bottom of the first pitch. It's going to be up. This one, he thinks about taking a hack at it, tries to pull out, but he'll still foul it off. So that'll even the count at 1-1. Big swing on that one. Up in the zone, he wanted to try and elevate and celebrate on that. Unfortunately, comes up empty, and now he's behind in the count. 1-2. Just needs a little bit of contact like his 2 previous hitters here. And that one's going to hit the plate and bounce up. The runner's going to come in, and he'll get in easy. While the runner at 2 also advances to 3, so Waitakere Bears does indeed get one of those runs back here. Makes the count 2-2, and they've still got a second run there, the tying run, over at third base. The pitch comes and it's a swing and a miss. So Ramblers able to get out of that one with the lead still intact, but not before Waitakere Bears halves it with a run scored on a pass ball. So that'll make it 2-1 heading into the top of the second. We'll be back with you shortly. Kia ora and welcome back to this one, ladies and gentlemen. As we move into the top of the second, Ramblers able to etch out a 2-1 lead here so far after the first inning. Both teams making contact, both teams running the base as well. So we're in for an exciting game here. Just before the first batter does step into the box for Ramblers, I'll just inform everyone that this is a timed ball game, not an innings one, meaning after an hour 25, that's pretty much it. That's all we got. So if we don't get to the 7th, that's a bit of tough luck. And that first pitch will be a strike. Nice drop ball on the inside half. Shows the bunt, it pops up straight in the air. And with Waitakere Bears once again playing the corner infielders in, able to jump all over that one as it pops up. And they're able to get an easy first out in the innings here. And as you see, as they come back to the field after grouping up for that first out, you'll see that they are indeed playing a very defensive style here. That first baseman's right up about halfway. Third baseman sitting just a little bit further back, but everyone quite in, expecting these Ramblers boys to go for bunts and slaps, as they'll try to utilize their speed to get on base. That first pitch there called a strike by umpire Sneddon. And that's going to be swing and a miss. Makes the count 0-2 in Waitakere Bears' favour. And now you see the Waitakere Bears defence just pushes back a bit, knowing that bunt really isn't an option anymore. He's got to look for contact. But he won't on that one, as it looks like it was just a little bit inside. So that makes the count 1-2. And awful close, but not close enough. As once again, that pitch is just a little bit lower, and it's going to be called a ball. So we're now at a 2-2 count. Ramblers doing well here to get themselves back into the at-bat after falling behind 0-2. And that one is going to sail down the tram line. He'll be frozen by it, and that'll be the first out of the inning. I should say the second out of the inning. And once again, that defense is up. This pitch will be low. Start the count. So Bears doing well here to bounce back after giving up 2 runs in the first, but as I said before, Ramblers were able to score both their runs on 2 outs. And then, funnily enough, when Waitakere Bears replied, they also did it on 2 outs. So we know both these teams have a bit of clutch, the clutch gene in them. As that one was fouled off to make the count 1-1. Squeeze for the bunt, and it'll come in. So he showed the bunt, but didn't take a commitment at it, and that's going to make the count 1-2 now. As we take a brief pause, catcher just adjusts his leggings. And now he throws out the signal to his pitcher. Pitcher receives it, sets in. Here comes the pitch. And it's a nice drop ball on the inside half. Ramblers will take a hack at it, but he won't be able to get to it. So that'll end the top of the second half. Ramblers unable to get anyone on. No runs, no hits. And Waitakere Bears now looking to etch on another run here or a couple more as we move into the bottom of the second. We'll catch you in a sec. Welcome back, everyone. Just as Ramblers finishes their warm-ups for this bottom half of the second. If you happen to be in Auckland, I'm not sure where you are watching from in the world, but if you are in Auckland, feel free to come down to Starling Park today. Obviously, we have this here, the AstroTurf Diamond number 1 in action, but we have 3 more diamonds in play right now and plenty of good softball happening on them. So if you've got nothing better to do, come on down. We've got games going right through, I think, until 6 o'clock is the last round. So feel free to get amongst it. As batter steps into the box, and we're ready for the bottom of the second. That pitch is going to come in high. And this one at the other end of the spectrum is going to be too low. So good start for the leadoff hitter here. He's up 2-0 in the count. Obviously, Bears looking to tie this one up, and he's the man that can start it. As he chops to this one, it's going to go up the first base line. Well read by the first baseman, takes his time, takes the field, and then just steps over onto his base to get the first out of the inning. So well done there by the Ramblers pitcher, able to come back in that one. Fell behind, but then a good pitch just to let his field do the work. But he'll get a hit on this one as he starts this at-bat with a strike. Nice pitch on the outer half there, 0-1. And he'll try to get a third one there, but that one's going to be a little bit up, I believe. Tried to drop that one into the zone, but still count in his favor. 1-2. Here comes the pitch. And that one's going to be just a little bit low. So the count even now. Probably hear it in the mic. The wind's starting to pick up a bit here at Starling. As that one comes in, and it's going to be a strike. Catches the batter frozen, and that's going to be the second out of the innings here. Great pitch on the inside half, and that'll make it 2 down. So Waitakere Bears see if they can spark another rally here. Tie up this ball game. That first pitch on this one's going to be low. As I was saying, the wind's picking up here. Bit of a notorious wind down at Starling Park. Seems to always be blowing in, which can make home run hitting a bit difficult. And that one's going to be a good piece. It may not be a home run, but it's going to be the spark Waitakere Bears wanted. Great drive over the second baseman into right field. And with that, Waitakere Bears gets that tying run onto the base paths. With a runner at first base. As the Waitakere Bears coach plays bat boy, and a little bit of entertainer as well. So runner on 1. And he'll go on the first pitch. The throw's there, but the shortstop can't quite bring it in. Throw was a little bit to the right of the of second base there. So Waitakere Bears unafraid to show their speed on the base paths as well. And you can tell they really want that tying run in, get him over into scoring position as soon as possible. As that first pitch was also called a ball, just getting confirmation there from umpire Sneddon. So good chance here for Bears. The first is pitch. That one's going to be there. Evens up the count, 1-1. And he'll take a big hack at that one. Behind the count now, 1-2. There's a very important at-bat here for Ramblers as well. This is the 9-hole hitter for Waitakere Bears, meaning The top of the order, which is usually where you have some of your more consistent and dangerous hitters are, and you don't want to be coming up to them with runners on the bases, as that one's taken low for a ball. Pitch comes in and he's chopped to this one, high into center field. Center fielder's tracking back and makes the catch. Great tracking there by the Ramblers center fielder. Denies Waitakere Bears that tying run that they needed. But still, great piece of hitting from the 9-hole hitter from Waitakere Bears as well. So we move into the top of the third now. Ramblers still holding a slim 2-1 lead here. We'll catch you up in a second. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to an exciting Under-15 Boys Championship final here in Auckland between Waitakere Bears and Ramblers. Both sides scoring in the first inning, with Ramblers jumping out to a 2-1 lead. And then they've just completed a scoreless inning at the second as we move into the third now. Both teams up for the challenge, both teams obviously wanting this title. And that one's going to be a ball down and away to start the top of the third. And that's a great pitch there. Gets just enough of that outside half. And it's right on the knees. Good comeback pitch there from the Waitakere Bears pitcher. Evens the count 1-1. And he'll try to go there again, and the Ramblers batter was having a look. But he decides to pull out, and it's a good job he did. That one bounces into the dirt just on the catcher. Moves the count to 2-1. That one's going to come in high. So now good hitters count here, 3-1. As Ramblers looks to build on their small lead. Perfect way to start it is with your leadoff getting on base. Let's see if he can do it here. Here comes the pitch. And that one's strike on the outside corner once again to make it a full count. Waitakere Bears playing back on this one. And he'll foul this one off to keep the at-bat alive. I say Waitakere Bears keeping back on this one. If you just joined us, they've been showing quite a lot of small ball defense here. Not afraid to have their corner infielders up halfway or even closer to take away the bunts and slaps that this very fast Ramblers lineup seems to have. But with 2 strikes on, they've moved back and they're looking to get their first out. Here's the pitch. And that one gets a couple of oohs and ahs from the Bears supporters, but it looks like it's going to be just a little bit up. And so Ramblers do indeed get their lead off on. And that brings up their top of the order. And he's not afraid to put a bunt down. And as you can see, this defense comes right up. And on the first pitch, he'll steal, slides in head first, well in time. And so Ramblers moves that runner straight over to second base. As I say, both these teams seem to have exceptional speed on the base paths, and they're not afraid to use it. As you can see there, first pitch steal. The pitch was a strike, so we're 0-1 on the pitch. That one's going to be high, and it's going to come off the catcher. And that allows him to get over to third base now. So just like that, on 2 pitches, Ramblers get their runner from first to third. You can't ask for much more than that. Now the question is, and we've got a time called by the Waitakere Bears coach. He's having a chat to check if there was a foul on the bunt attempt. And he'll cheekily ask if the base umpire has anything to say about it, but I think he'll struggle to find one out there. So as we return to the action, it's 1-1 on the count. Waitakere Bears still playing up. They expect a squeeze here. Let's see what they do. Ramblers does put the bunt down. They're having a look, and they'll go up to first, but that does allow the run to score. So perfectly executed all round by Ramblers there. Great bunt. Unfortunately, can't hold the runner in 3, and they use that speed to put pressure on and score themselves a run. So Ramblers push their lead up to 3-1 now with 1 down here in the top of the third. And that first pitch is going to be called a strike. And he'll slice that one on the outside half and pop it straight up into the netting. So that'll make the count 0-2. And he'll chopper this one. It goes over to the right side. First baseman's able to get to it. And he'll trot over to first base, plant his foot on it, and that'll be the second out of the innings here. And the first pitch of this at-bat is going to be a ball high. And a big hack on that one. Gets a couple of oohs from the crowd. But in the scorebooks, it'll just look like a foul. As that moves the count to 1-1. And this one's a drive down the right field. He's tracking, and that ball is in. He's going to go for extra bases here. He's at second. Right fielder still hasn't gotten to the ball yet, but we're going to get a block ball, and he's going to be pushed back to 2. Unfortunately, there is just a small gap down in the right field corner there between the fencing and the outfield fence itself. And for all the beauty of that hit, he's just managed to squeeze that ball inside that small gap and has gone behind the outfield fencing. So it's going to be ruled a block ball. And umpire Sneddon says he was only at 2 at the time of the incident. Or he was going to 2, I should say. So that's the base he gets. So Ramblers with a runner on 2 and 2 down here. They'll look to push this one across here and push their lead out by another run, as that first pitch was called a ball low. And on the pitch, runner was stealing 3. Batter took a hack at it himself, though. So you can, as you can see, Ramblers certainly aren't afraid to use every offensive tactic in the book here. That could have been a hit and run for all we know. And he'll run again on this one. The throw comes in. And that one, unfortunately, runner slides into 3. And he was going a bit too quick and he came off it. And so third baseman, once he's come off that base, and he'll get the third out here. So we move into the bottom of the third. Not before Ramblers do score themselves a run, though, and push that lead to 3-1. Waitakere Bears looking to reply here. We'll catch us in a second. And welcome back to this one, ladies and gentlemen. Just waiting on the Ramblers catcher to gear up, as he was part of the batting action there in the last inning. So Waitakere Bears here will be looking to come back with a run of their own after surrendering one in the top of the third. And they're in a pretty good place to do it, as they are in the top of their batting lineup. First pitch comes down, it's a bunt, it's a great bunt, it's going to stay in, and he will run that out to perfection. Fantastic bunt there on the first pitch, and Waitakere Bears responds exactly how they want to. Can't ask for much more. Catcher was hoping that it might take a weird bounce on this turf and sketch itself out, but it doesn't, and now Bears have got their runner on first. And with that one, hacks at it for a foul. 0-1 in the now. And the second pitch of this one, it's going to be low and away. So that'll even up the count. Waitakere Bears getting awful rowdy over in their dugout here. They know this is probably a big opportunity for them now. They've got speed on first. They're moving towards the heart of their lineup, as that one's looking for a ball. So they've got every chance to score a run here and try and even this one up. Or at least I should say claw this one back, as they are down by 2 runs. And the runner will steal on the pass ball. So that'll make the count 3-1. Waitakere Bears managed to move their runner over to second base. So he's in scoring position with none down. And he's on a pretty good hitter's count, so we'll see what he can do with it. He'll hacker this one and shoot it down the third baseline. But it will be foul. Making it a full count here with none down. And a swing and a miss on the outside drop. And that's going to be good enough for the first out of this inning. Batter tried to get across to it, but just couldn't do enough to even get a foul tip on that one. And that's going to allow Rams to get their first out of the inning, but not before that runner moves over to second base. First pitch on this one's going to be inside. He thought he had it. Catcher's holding it there for a long time, but the umpire doesn't budge. He'll just check to see where it was, and he's being told it's a little bit outside, I think. So that makes the count 2-0. That one's going to be high. The steal's on, and it's a great throw. Great throw into third base there. Not much the Waitakere Bears runner could do on that one, as he's thrown out. And plenty of time, might I add. So suddenly Bears lose that that crucial run that they needed at second base, and they've got a 3-0 count at the plate. And this is a drive out to right field. Second baseman tries to get it, but he can't quite bring it in. Fortunately, it just bobbles on the glove and hits the deck. So that's going to allow Waitakere Bears to get another runner on here. And this one will be at first base with 2 down. This one will bounce into the back net off the catcher's glove. So we've got a ball to start the at-bat, and now the runner advances over to second base. Right field, that's going to be a hit. It's down in the corner. The runner's going to come home on this one. And Waitakere Bears managed to get that run back after all. Nice piece of hitting into the right field corner. And they'll call timeout, as they'll get a 2-down catcher rule in place for them as well. So how about that? Manage to get the RBI, get yourself a hit, and then go take a break and put your leggings on. Not a bad effort there. So now with 2 down, they start this one with a strike, which is exactly what they would have wanted. And he'll foul this one off, so quickly falling behind in this account is the Waitakere Bears batter. He's 0-2. Runner in motion, and he'll get in there easy, as unfortunately the Ramblers catcher isn't able to glove that drop ball. So now Waitakere Bears with another chance here to tie up the ball game. They've got that runner in scoring position. And on the swing and a miss, they won't be able to do it. So Ramblers bounce back with a strikeout, but not before Waitakere Bears are able to score a run on a RBI single out into right field. That makes it 3-2 as we head into the top of the fourth. And 35 minutes left to play in this one. Just as a reminder, this is a timed ball game, not an innings one. So we're running with about 35 minutes left here as we move into the top of the fourth. We'll catch you in a bit. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the fourth here of the Auckland Softball Association's Under-15 Boys Championship Final. Ramblers holding a slim lead here, 3-2. After Waitakere Bears managed to bring one back in the bottom of the third. And they'll look to get it back themselves here. And so we start the top of the fourth with a pitch low for ball one. Ramblers batsman set himself right at the back of the box here. Wants as much time as he can get. And he'll take that one for a ball as well. Goes up 2-0 in this at-bat. And he'll take a hack at this one on a good hitter's count. But he'll hack it down foul on the third base side. Making the count 2 balls, 1 strike. And he'll chop at this one. It's a high bouncer, and he'll be able to beat it out. There's not much you can do about that one, ladies and gentlemen. That one hit the deck and absolutely skyrocketed into the air. And unfortunately, the fielder all they can do is wait for it to come back down to earth. And by that time, he's well and truly up the first baseline, and he's safe at first. So Ramblers able to get their leadoff hitter on base. It's the start they were wanting. And they'll be looking to push this runner around, get him into score, push that lead back out to 2. And this one is going to go away from the catcher. And that allows that runner to move over to 2 for free. So now let's see if, yep, looks like they're going to show the bunt once again. And he'll try to put it down, but this one will be fouled back behind home plate. So 1-on-1 in the count. Waitakere Bears bring the corner infielders up, and they're looking to defend this bunt here. Ramblers looking to move that runner over to 3. He'll take a swing at the bunt, and he won't be able to make contact with it, so now he falls behind. 1-2 in the count. And the infielders push back. And the pitch is on the outside half, but umpire Sneddon doesn't ring up the chainsaw as they usually say. So 2-2 the count. And he'll swing at this one, but he won't be able to get anything on it. And after the out, Waitakere Bears is just trying to cement that runner at second base and not allow him to make any advance on that lead that he was taking. But there was a slight miscommunication there, and it went to the outfield, but luckily the left fielder was right there to back it up and make sure that nothing happened with it. So the runner's over at 2, but with 1 down, they'll get the bunt down this time. It'll go to him. First baseman makes a tag, and he looks over to third base, but the runner's already there. So nice play all around there by both teams there. First baseman able to make a good tag, good firm tag, but the bunt is successful and moves that runner over to 3. But now he's over there with 2 outs instead of the 1 out that they had the chance to have earlier in this inning. So we'll have to see if that clutch gene that Ramblers have already shown in this game can come through once again. Waitakere Bears playing up on the batsman. And he swings at this one and drives it into the right center. That's going to score the run, and he's going to look for second base. He'll go for it, and he's in there standing up. So a great piece of clutch hitting there from the Ramblers batsman. Just drives that ball just past the second baseman's glove into the right center alleyway. And with that, he'll get the runner at third home and push this lead out to 4 runs to 2 with 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Supporters starting to come alive in this one. Should say, good turnout from the Ramblers here, even though we are at Waitakere Bears' home ground. As that one will be called a strike. to start the at-bat. And he'll take a big swing on this one, but he won't get any ding, and that's going to make it 0-2. And another cut. And this time he does get a bit of contact on it, so he fouls it into the back of the netting. Count remains 0-2. And a swing and a miss to end the inning. But not before Ramblers once again come up with a 2-out RBI hit. And they push the lead back out to 4-2 here as we move into the bottom of the fourth. Waitakere Bears hoping to reply. We'll be back in a sec with just that. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the world watching this ball game. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. Hope you're enjoying the game. As we move into the bottom of the fourth here, Waitakere Bears trailing in this one 2-4. After Ramblers able to peg on another run there in the top of the inning. And that first pitch is going to... Pitch, I should say. I apologize. Slip of the tongue there. That first pitch will be a ball. But he will come back with a strike, making it 1-1. That one's just going to be a little bit low there. And that'll make the count 3-1 here. It's a good hitter's count. And Waitakere Bears will get the leadoff walk here to start the inning. So as they're looking to claw back 2 runs, they're off to a good start as they get the first one on the bases. And that tying run now stepping into the box. And he'll steal on the first pitch. The throw comes in, and it's going to be there in time. Looks like that one was well read. The pitch was up. Catcher got into a good throwing stance and makes a fantastic throw over to second base. Shortstop's there to apply the tag. Not much else he can do on that. Runner's going to be out. So Waitakere Bears loses that run. That potential run that they had on base after a great defensive play by Mount Albert Ramblers. Pitch was a ball though, as it was obviously up. But he does come back with a strike. Big swing and a miss on that one. Makes it 1-1. And this one will bounce across the plate, making it 2-1 with one out here. That one's there. And that'll be the second out of the inning on the strikeout. Caught him looking. So Waitakere Bears now running out of time, running out of outs, running out of opportunities to claw this one back. But so far, excuse my tongue twisting, but so far they have shown an ability to back clutch with 2 out. Both their runs have come in those scenarios. So let's see if they can start another rally here. As that one's taken high. Two another count. Here comes the pitch. And he'll take a hack at that one. And it'll sail foul out of the diamond. So we'll bring in the other match ball now with a count at 1-2. Or I should say 2-1. And it's a nice pitch down low. Catcher tries to frame him the strike on the knees, but they won't quite get it. And that makes the count 3-1. Good hitters count. Let's see what is on offer. It's going to be a ball high. Sorry, I must have messed up my counts here. I do apologize. Let's see what we've got. Oh, no, there is a bit of argument. So it looks like Waitakere Bears thought they had the walk. But it won't matter here as this one's driven into right field. They're tracking in, and this one's going to bounce in as neither the right fielder or the center fielder are able to get to it. So regardless of, do get that runner on base eventually. And he does it with a nice drive into the right center hole. As I say, neither center fielder nor right fielder were able to get on that one. So we're 2 out. Waitakere Bears here, not going to score themselves a run. Let's see if they'll try and move him into scoring position. And Ramblers thought they were close there with a pick off at first. Nice throw once again by the catcher. But they're not quite able to get that one. And swing and a miss. On a good pitch on the inside half. Makes it an even count, 1-1. And this one just missing the zone. Moves count 2-1 in Waitakere's favor. That runner still staying strong at first base. He's just taking the lead at the moment. As this one's called a strike. Evens the count to 2-2. One strike to cancel this 2-down rally. One hit to possibly put some pressure on. And it's a foul as the runner was going. As I say, run of the batter being the tying run here. Waitakere Bears just need maybe 1 or 2 hits just to string together. And they're right back in this ball game, being down only 2 runs. Here's the pitch. It's going to be high. The throw's going to go down on the steal attempt, but it's going to miss the shortstop's glove. He's not able to rein that one in. It was a decent throw from the catcher, but a good slide makes sure that he breaks up the play, and he's going to be safe at 2 on that one. And obviously with that pitch being a bit up, that makes it a full count. So it's a full count here. Runner on 2. Can't ask for much more. Here comes the pitch. And he'll swing that one up. And that will end the inning. So Ramblers able to strand that runner at 2, while also throwing out an earlier runner at second base as well. And they managed to hold on to their 2-run lead as we move late into this ball game. We've got approximately 15 minutes left in this one. We'll be back shortly with the top of the 5th. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this one as we move into the top of the 5th here of the Under-15 Boys Championship Final for Auckland Softball between Waitakere Bears and Mount Albert Ramblers. Ramblers holding a 4-2 lead here and had a pretty good chance, if they want to build on their lead, to do it now. They're at the top of their order here. 3rd time round now that they're seeing this pitcher. So they'll be looking to cause a little bit of chaos. And we're all set for this one. Let's see what we've got left in this ball game. First pitch is going to be a ball high. So just a reminder to those who have joined us late and heard me saying at the end of the last inning there that we only have 15 minutes left. Unfortunately, these games are timed ball games. They don't go the full 7. Although we have managed to get through a fair amount of this one as we're in the 5th already. But with just 15 minutes left, we could see this being the last inning unless it's a quick one. And that's going to be called a strike on the outside corner of the plate. Nice frame by the catcher there. And he'll chop this one. It's another high bouncer. The pitcher waits for it and he'll make the throw over to first. And he'll get there in time. So this time, Waitakere Bears able to get the out. It was another good chopped ball into this turf, shot high into the air. But Waitakere Bears pitcher uses a little bit of the height of his own that he has, and he manages to get the ball in, throw it over the first base in time for the out. Waitakere Bears now, once again using that corners up defense to try and take away this bunt. But this batter's already used the bunt to his advantage and gotten a safe hit off it. As that first one is fouled off for a strike. And this one will hit the plate and shoot into the back netting. Makes it 1-1. And this one will skirt away, down and away as well. And he showed the bunt, but he pulled out in time, as that one was a bit high. making the count 3-1 in his favor now. Good hitters count. Let's see what he's looking to do here. Is he going to go to a short game, or is he going to try and find a hole in this defense with a punch? And he won't need to do either, as that pitch is low. And so Ramblers get some speed on the base paths with a walk here in the top of the fifth with one down. Don't be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, to see Ramblers put this runner in motion. And with that in mind, Waitakere Bears call time as Coach Armai will literally strut his way onto the diamond and just have a quick chat. Looks like he's having a quick chat to his pitcher. Knowing him will be a little bit humorous, just giving him a slight break here, helping him refocus and do the job at hand. And that's all there is to it. Thanks to Blue. Reminds him that, yep, that is indeed a conference. And we'll come back to it here. So Ramblers now with one down. They've got speed over at first base. They've got another left-hand batter in the batter's box. So they've got plenty of options on how they want to tackle this. And Waitakere Bears are set up with their corner infielders up. So we'll just have to see what option they do take here. And he shows, he pulls out. There's a throw over to second base, but the runner's not going. He's taking an aggressive lead over there, but that's only because no one is backing up second base. Obviously, you've got first baseman playing up on the bunt defense, and second baseman's got to hold his ground until that contact's made. So smart running from the base runner over at first. Shows again, pulls out, and once again, they'll throw over, but the runner's not going. This time the second baseman comes in to be the back door after the play, but as I say, there's not much he can do in that situation. And so they're going to keep the aggressive lead up over at second. Meanwhile, though, Ramblers have managed to build themselves a good hitters count here, 2-0. Shows again, and this time he'll steal. The throw's over, and he'll get in before the throw. Shortstop trying to sell it as best he can, but he had to wheel all the way around there to try and apply the tag. And that's just not going to cut it. So the pitch was a strike, though. So that's one positive they can take from that. I apologize. So that makes the count 2 strikes, 1 ball in favor of Waitakere Bears, but that runner is over at 2 now. So Rams will look to try and move him. Here's the pitch, and it's a swing and a miss. So Waitakere Bears get a very important out there. That makes it 2 down with that runner over at second base. And it's a strike to start the at-bat here. Batsman just steps out of the box, gets a signal from his coach. Interestingly, Waitakere Bears playing the shortstop inside the diamond for this one. Looking to cut down that play with 2 down here, rather than sitting him at a routine distance and looking for the routine out at 1. Looking to try and cut everything down. And despite the catch bobbling that one, runner's not going to go. You'll probably appreciate with that sort of speed, he's in scoring position over there, so he doesn't need to try and be cheeky and move over to 3. And that one, they'll throw it over. So with the count at 2-2. Ramblers looking to score this run. Waitakere Bears looking to get out of this inning. Here comes the pitch. And it's going to be a cut. It's hit off the pitcher. And Ramblers are going to look to score on it. Here comes the throw at the plate. And they don't even attempt the play at the plate. So Ramblers able to score on that play. Interesting that the catchers didn't even try to apply the tag there. Maybe just didn't see the run coming at all. And on that play, allows the runner to move over to second base. The batter, I should say, moves over to second base. So Ramblers in the same scenario here, except this time they've added another run. Some great base running there shown by Ramblers as they use their speed to put a bit of pressure on the diamond. Just a bit unfortunate for Waitakere Bears there, that one coming off the pitcher. Comebackers are never quite that easy to field, and that time, although he got his glove to it, couldn't quite keep it in. And then that allowed Ramblers to strike. So now the score is 5 runs to 2 with 2 down, and there's still a runner at 2 as this pitch is taken for a strike. That'll be a strike as well. They'll throw over to try and get that runner back to 2, but as soon as the throw is out of the catcher's hand, he launches and will be able to steal 3 on that. So Ramblers able to get their runner over the 3, but in the process they're down 0-2 in the batter's count. So Bears looking to shut this one up. Here's the pitch. It's gonna be low. So 2 strikes, 1 ball to count. And this one's chopped high in the air. And it'll be called a foul. It'll be called a foul. We don't need to worry about anything here. Everyone's getting a little bit excited, but they've called it a foul. So we'll bring everyone back nice and calm, and the only thing that it needs to be worried about is this one being 2 strikes, 1 ball. And he'll chop this one. This one's going to get out into center field, so the run will score. And Ramblers able to push another run across here late in this ball game. And so that'll make it 6 runs to 4. 6 runs to 2, I should say, in their favour. As the runner at 3 is able to come home on that single to centre field. Ramblers showing the bunt. They'll pull it out here. And that one's going to be called a ball. Bears here just trying to get out of this inning. They know they haven't got much time left, and each run that Ramblers scores late in this game, it's just another this one back. So it's down. They really want this out here. But they've fallen behind in this at-bat at least. They're down 2-0 on the count. And it'll be a swing and a miss. Makes the count 2-1. Ramblers showing the bunt. He'll pull it back, and it's a steal attempt. And he'll get in there with ease as that pitch goes into the back netting. And so now Ramblers with another runner in scoring position here. And a fairly decent count to work with. 3 balls, 1 strike. He's showing the bunt, but I don't think that's what he's going to pull out here. As he squares back. And the steal's on as well. And they'll get him over at third base. A fantastic throw from the catcher, who's able to get that runner. And so Waitakere Bears finally able to get out of that innings there, but not before Ramblers pick on another couple of runs. We move into the bottom of the 5th here, and by my timing, what could be Waitakere Bears' last at-bat. So they'll be chasing 4 runs to tie it and move us to a tiebreaker, or 5 to come away and rob this one in the last inning. We'll be back soon with just that reply. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this one. Here we are in the bottom of the 5th inning in what could be Waitakere Bears' last at-bat, if I've got my time reading right. So they're chasing 4 runs here. They'll need to tie it up. Or if they go and score a 5th run, they'll steal this one in the bottom of the inning. And they're in a pretty fantastic place to start that rally that they're looking for. It's top of the order here. Plenty of speed in the box. Let's see what they'll do. And the first pitch is up, but he's going to take a hack at it. Maybe a sign of a little bit of nerves here. Just needs to settle himself, recompose. Know what he needs to do in his at-bat here. Can't win the game with a single swing. And that pitch is a ball to even up the count, 1-1. And you'll hear the wind's just picked up a bit as this one's fouled off. Making the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a couple of smiles on the Ramblers players' faces here. They know they're close to a title here. They know that they've done everything well. All that remains is 3 outs and a pretty formidable Waitakere Bears batting lineup that's right at the top at it. And this one's going to be chopped down to the 3rd base. It's going to bounce off the glove. Shortstop will try and make the throw, but he won't get there, as he'll run it out and get there in time, well in time, I should say. So Waitakere Bears get the start to the rally that they need. They get their leadoff runner on base, so they've got speed. They've got to run out there. And now they go to the number 2 in their lineup. And he'll drop the bunt down. Ramblers will look to throw it too, but he won't. And in the play, he'll run it out. So not only does he put down a pretty decent bunt, he then manages to hustle his way up the line and get there in time. Ramblers looked at second base to see if they could get the lead runner out. Once that option wasn't on, tried to go over to first base, but in that time, the batter has managed to run his way up the line. So now Waitakere Bears, perfect start. Runners on 1 and 2, none down. They show the bunt again, and this one's going to be a foul, though. So even though they're down 4 runs here, Waitakere Bears aren't afraid to show the short game. Got to risk it to get the biscuit, I guess, is the common saying. See what he does here. He shows. He puts the bunt down. This one's up the first base side. Pitcher's going to have to throw to first. This one will be an out. But Waitakere Bears does manage to move their first 2 runners over to second and third. So Ramblers happy to trade the out for advanced bases there. But Waitakere Bears with 2 runners in scoring position and their 4-hole hitter now in the box. Ramblers sitting back. Here's the pitch, and it's going to bounce in at the plate. 1-0 the count. Pitcher slaps his glove after the release. Obviously, he wasn't happy with that one. Gets a bit of support from his shortstop. This one comes in as well. It's going to come off the catcher's glove. They'll throw it. I apologize, they won't throw it as the runner comes in to score with ease. Just too much speed, too much class. And he'll manage to cut the deficit by 1. Waitakere Bears now trailing by 3 in this one. And they've still got a runner over at first base. As time is called, catcher going out there to have a quick chat to his pitcher and probably settle his nerves a bit here. Take this time just to remind everyone there's still plenty of action to be had for the rest of the afternoon. We've still got a couple more games here on this, the #1 diamond at Starling Park in Ranui on the turf here, but we've also got 3 more diamonds in play where there's plenty more Auckland softball action and Auckland softball finals going on. So if you've got nothing better to do on your Sunday, feel free to come on down. And this one, it's going to be chopped to the third base side. They'll look to make the play up at first, and they will do just that. But not before Waitakere Bears scores that run. So they've cut the deficit in half. But unfortunately, it's cost them 2 runs to do it, 2 outs to do it. So to get these last 2 runs that they need to tie this one up, they're going to have to do it without getting anyone out. And this first pitch of this at-bat's going to be a ball high. And called strike on that one. Right down the train tracks. This one going to be a little bit low. Takes the count to 2-1. That one is a called strike. Evens up the count at 2-2. So Waitakere Bears here potentially down to their final strike. And as you'd expect with that sort of a scenario, lots of sound coming from the supporters. Here's the pitch. It's going to be low and in. And we'll do it all again. As that makes it a full count. Full count. Bottom of the inning. 2 down. Here's the pitch, and it'll be bounced into home plate. So that'll be a walk up to first base, and Waitakere Bears with one of those crucial runners that they need here. Nice little bit of camaraderie there shown by the Ramblers third baseman. Just has a quick yarn to his pitcher, settles him back down. They've got 2 outs here. Well, Waitakere Bears have shown with 2 outs, they're pretty dangerous. They've managed to score most of their runs on that as that first pitch is going to be called a strike. And that one's going to be called a strike as well. So once again, Waitakere Bears down to their potential final strike in this one. Ramblers looking for 1 more to wrap this game up. Here's the pitch. And it's right there for a called strike. And that looks like it's going to be the ball game. That is indeed. Umpire shakes the hands of the Waitakere Bears coaches. Ladies and gentlemen, Mount Albert Ramblers run out winners in this one. 6 runs to 4 over Waitakere Bears. Congratulations to both teams on a fantastic final. Plenty of skills involved, plenty of great base running, great speed, great hitting. But unfortunately, there can only be one winner. And today that was Mount Albert Ramblers. So that'll do it for us on this broadcast. But as I say, there's still plenty of action to come this afternoon. So stay tuned as we'll have another game on here in approximately half an hour.